Welcome to WP Beginner and thank you for watching. In this video, I want to walk you through how to set up your own real estate website. There are several real estate themes that you can choose from for WordPress, but we recommend StudioPress's AgentPress Pro. Multiple reasons why we recommend them, but biggest is the framework that the theme is built on is very stable and they're constantly updating it. Makes it very easy for you to customize your websites. Also the support and the updates to the theme as they make them. First thing we're going to look at is how to get a hosting account. I'll walk you through the whole setting up a hosting account. We're going to use Bluehost for this. Bluehost is one of the hosting providers that we recommend to our visitors, so I'm going to walk you through how to set that up with them. Under products, you can see many of the shared hosting or the WordPress hosting and just want to compare which one is best for you. If you look down below or somewhere on this page, you'll see a WP Beginner coupon that you use to get started. If you have your domain name already picked out that you've bought from GoDaddy or something, you can put that here. I'm going to walk you through how to set it up with a brand new domain. And we'll try and see if that one's available. How to start a WordPress site. Okay, and great. So then you have to enter all the information, all your account information here, and then I'll also need to fill out the billing information. So while I do that, I'm just going to head and pause this until I get done with that. Okay, so I submitted my billing and credit card information, and now here we are, and they say congratulations. They likely have some initial or specials to offer you. I'll just say no thanks here. And now we need to create a password. And you also want to confirm that you've read and agree to their terms. So let's see if we can come up with a password. Okay, so I've got a password. So now you've set up a hosting account with Bluehost. We'll scroll down and I'm looking for this area. So from here, we'll just click install. This is talking about if you want to do it yourself, you can do it, or you can have them do it and they'll charge you to set it all up. So we'll do it ourselves. We'll click install here. From here, you want to tell them where to install it. Here's the drop down. I want to install it without the www, and I want to install it in my main directory, so I'm not going to fill anything out here. Check, make sure everything looks okay. And now it's saying you need to say yes to the terms, and I'll show you what the advanced options say. With the advanced options, it'll show you what your site name is and your admin username and the admin password. That's what it will assign for you. So that's what the advanced options are. Just go ahead and click install now. It'll tell you that information later, so you don't have to worry about that right now. So now it's going through the install process, and while it's going through that, it's going to show you a few things. As you can see, here's a status progress there, and while you're waiting, it shows you some ways that you can maybe buy a WordPress theme or a template. We're not going to do that. I'll show you how you can find a very decent looking free theme that you can do. So now that the install is complete, we'll go ahead and look at everything. I'm going to scroll down, and we want to view everything. This is where the information is on how to access our website. As you see, you'll want to bookmark these. The admin URL will be the same for everybody. It's yourwebsite.com/wpadmin. And then this is the front end website. I'm going to show you what it looks like now that WordPress has been installed. So this is what it looks like. They've given us a coming soon page while we are setting up our site, and when you access your site, they'll even give you a way to access it directly. Again, you can either type in wplogin.php or just wp-admin, and it will bring you to the same page. Your username and password is what they gave you here, so you'll want to copy that somewhere, save it for safekeeping, and So I'm going to log in and show you a few things. All right, and this is the back end. Now, certain hosting companies have partnered with third-party marketplaces, and that's why you're seeing this here. It's kind of like when you get a new computer, and the computer already has a lot of advertisements or games installed. I'm going to click no thanks because we're going to set it up ourselves. So we're going to do a little bit of cleanup. Now that we have a site, let's do a little bit of cleanup on here. So the first thing I want to do is I want to go to plugins, and I want to remove some of this stuff because I just don't want it. Akismet is actually a decent plugin that you want to keep, and you want to look at setting it up. That keeps spam from coming to your site. Hello Dolly is an old plugin to just show you what a plugin can do. The Mojo Marketplace is what you're seeing here with all the let us do everything for you. So I'm going to remove all of these three. To remove them, if they're activated, we need to first deactivate them and apply. And then we can click on inactive, highlight all of them, and we can delete them. So we'll do that. And it's going to ask, do you want to, remove all the data and the files associated with these plugins? Let's click yes. So now that we removed everything, it's cleaned it up a little bit over here. There's not as many things to look at or worry about. And what we have right now, it's also removed, since we removed the Mojo thing, it also removed the coming page. So we probably have, yep, we have the default 2015 theme installed, and that is our site right now. Now that we have WordPress installed, let's go in and set up our real estate website using the AgentPress Pro theme. Before we get started, we need to collect a few different things. One, you need to go ahead and purchase the theme and the framework. It's all in one package. Purchase that. You'll also want to get a few plugins, and you want to go ahead and gather up all your images. So with all of that, let's go ahead and get started. You'll want to go to your website and log in, because these are the things we'll be working on the website. From the dashboard, we're going to go ahead and install the theme. We're going to inactivate it, and then we also want to download and install a few plugins that will complement the theme. So let's go ahead and get started with all of that. For the themes, I'm going to go ahead and go to Themes, Appearance Themes, and I want to add new. And since we downloaded it to our computer, we're going to go ahead and upload. And you can either choose File, or since I have this up already, you can also drag it. You want to go ahead and install the Genesis framework first. And we're not going to activate it just yet. We're going to return to the themes page because we want to add our theme as well. So I'll do the same thing. And here I'm going to install my AgentPress Pro. Now we can go ahead and activate this one. And it's not going to look anything like it needs to. So we're going to change our site from looking like this to looking like this. All right, so the next thing we want to do is go ahead and install our plugins that we need. There are 4 plugins that we need to go out and get. So I'm going to go to Plugins, Add New, and I'm going to search plugins. I need to find the AgentPress Listings plugin. That is the plugin that allows you to add the houses to your site. Add a few more. The next one I want to add is the Simple Social Icons. That's to add all of your social media icons to your site. That's this one. I'm going to add 2 more. Add the Genesis e-news extender. And the final one we want to install is the Gallery Carousel without Jetpack. And that will just show your images in a light box pop up when people view them. All right, now that we have all of those set up, let's go in and start configuring the website. All right, now we're going to make some changes to the Genesis theme settings. And this will just set it up how the demo is. So you want to go to Genesis Theme Settings. Here's where you can change the color style. And from here you can see that the default is red. Then you can also choose blue, gold, or green. I'm going to leave it at the default. I like that red, the way that it pops. Down here we need to make sure that we have the correct default layout. These are all the ones to choose from, but for the way that the site is set up, this is the way we need it. And save settings. The next area that we want to look at is the site title header area. Basically, it's up here. You can install a logo, but for this we're actually going to just set it up for the site title header text. To do that, we're going to go down to Settings, General, and this is where you want to set up your title, and if you have a tagline, you want to do that here. So again, we went under Settings, General to do this. Scroll down and save our changes. For the next thing, if you have a logo that you want to add here, you can go to Appearance, Header, and it'll open up something like this again. So you'll also want to hit Header Image. You want to make sure that your header size is 320 by 80, and that will basically span over here. I don't have a logo, and I actually like the way that this looks, so I'm going to keep it like that. So the next thing on our list is the background. So we're actually going to go into the Customize. That's what's popping up anyway. So we're going to go into the Customizer, and we're going to set the background image. This is where having all of your images in one spot is a good idea. You want to have the image 1600 by 870 pixels here. So you can upload one. I have this one that I already uploaded and I want to use, so I'm going to choose that one. And it will show up more as we make the changes, but you can see it in the background here. So I'm going to click Save and Publish. The next thing we want to work on are menus. To have menus, we at least need to have some pages first, so I'm just going to go in and go to Pages and add a few pages. I'm going to be About Us. I'm going to hit Publish. We'll add the content to all of this later, but for now, let's just do this. I'm going to do Contact Us. Publish. So now that we have just a couple of pages, you can also do services and things like that. Go down to Appearance, Menus, and we're going to set up a menu. If you don't see one, go ahead and create a new menu. In fact, I'll do that as well. Do a menu name, click Create Menu, and now we're going to add the Contact and the About. I'll just do a sample. Add to Menu. You'll see them here. From here, you can drag and move them. You can even bring it in so that that's a child menu of the top one, so it'll have another drop down. I'm going to leave it like that. Once I like how it looks, I'm going to click Save. Now, the menu uses a widget, so you want to make sure that you go to Manage Locations, and you want to make sure that these are not selected. The way that this theme is, it's going to use a different area. So we want to make sure that that's not selected. What we do want to do is go over to Widgets area, and the header right is where the menu area is. So we're going to create a custom menu, and I'm going to drag that over to the header right and do Custom Menu. We'll leave the title blank. And we want to select Home. That's the newest one that we have. And save. Now it's going to look pretty bare, but we can take a quick look at the site. This is what it was when we started, and when I refresh it, okay, so we're seeing that it's starting to take a little bit of shape. You can see the background image. This is my website name, and my menu's over here. So now we need to keep moving. Okay, since we're setting up a real estate website, it's crucial to have a listings page, right? That's the whole point of having a real estate website. So we need to set up the plugin that we installed earlier, the AgentPress listings plugin. And to do that, it's already activated. So over here we see listings, and we need to go to listings and register taxonomies. Okay. The real estate plugin uses different taxonomies to handle the listings, and there are 5 that we have to set up to make everything work. So I'm going to go through and set those up. You see when you add it, it brings it over here. So we're going to keep on doing that. We want to do one for type, bedrooms, price, location, and status. And as you see, once we fill those in, now we have all of these over here. So from here, we want to set up the terms. Say for bedrooms, we want to have several terms, one being a 2-bedroom, a 3-bedroom, a 4-bedroom, and a 5+ bedroom. You need to list all of that out and create a description for them as well. So I'm going to do 1 bedroom, because you got to at least have 1. And if you don't fill this out, it'll automatically appear when you save it, so you can leave that blank. And then we'll add new bedroom. All right, so now we need to do that for as many times as we need. I'm going to do for 2. I'm just going to keep copying and pasting that. So now we're setting up for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5+. You see how the slug is automatically setting up there. So that's how you set up the terms for each one. The next step that we can do is we can actually create a property listing. So to create one, we'll go up under listings and we'll just say add new. And you can enter the address. You want to add an image, give the details about the property. All right, so you want to give as much information as you can, and then under here is where all the property details are. So you want to give the price, MLS number if you have, the square feet, how many rooms, how many bathrooms, is there a basement, and here you can do the map embed code, so you can go to Google and get that information and add that code. You can embed map. I'm going to copy that and we're going to add that here. If you have a walkthrough, you can also enter the video code here. And then if you wanted to add more of these types over here, you can. For now, we know that it's a 3-bedroom, so we'll add that. And once you fill all that information out, you want to hit send to text editor. It will set up all the property details that we just entered and add it as a shortcode. We also want to send that to the text editor. So anything that you set up, you want to send that to the text editor. And if you see here, it creates a little shortcode that has that data in there. So let's go ahead and hit publish. So this is what it looks like on a single listing. You have all the information at the top. So there it is. And then you have the map and then some images. You can have more as well. So now that we have one listing, we can move on. Now that we've set up a listing, you'll want to do that for multiple listings that you have. And then the next thing we want to do is set up our home page and make it look like the demo. Each area on the home page is a different widget area. So we're going to go through and work on that now. So from the dashboard, you'll want to go down to Appearance, widgets. And you'll remember this is where we set up our custom menu on the header right. And you see below that we have all of these widget areas like home feature, top, middle. That's what we're going to work on now. All right, so we want to click on the text widget title bar, and we're looking for the home featured area. So we're going to click that and add widget. You can do it like that, or you can also just drag and drop it over there. And we're going to save that, and we can close it as well. We're also going to add a listing feature here under the text. So we need to go find that. The listing search is what we're looking for, and we want to put that underneath the text area. So you see I'm dragging and dropping it. It's a little funky, so you can either do that or do how we did before. We're going to leave the title blank, and we can include these things in the taxonomy, and this is what you can put for the button text, and we'll save that. I'm just going to refresh it and see what it looks like so far. And you see just from adding those two widgets, it's transformed the home page. So we have the background image is now showing up better, and we have this piece. And if you scroll down, these are the properties that you can search for. All right, so now that we're starting to see it take shape, we're going to keep moving on. The next step is we're going to work on the top widget area. So I need to go back to my appearance, widgets, and we're going to work on the top widget area. The top widget gets the AgentPress featured listings. So I'm going to grab that and add it to the top area. I'm going to leave the title blank, and this is how many that you want to return. For the demo, it shows 6, and we're going to put 6 there. Now understand we only so far have done 1, so it's only going to show 1 right now. But as soon as you add all of your homes for sale, then it'll show it there. Moving on, we're going to go to the middle widget area, and we need to set that up as well. All right, so we're going to add a text widget to the home middle area again. So I'm going to drag it and drop it. And for the title, we're just going to follow along with the demo. And then they have this bit of code with a button and how we work and things like that. And you can find that in the resources. So we'll save that. And then the next thing we want to work on for the demo area is this form right here and how to get their email address and whatnot. So we're going to do that next. To do that, we need to go to the home middle, and we are adding the eNews Extended plugin. So we need to fill out this information here for the email sign up, and you can get that from, if you're using MailChimp, get it from MailChimp. If you're using Aweber, get it from Aweber. Once we have all that, go to our site and we see that that's like that. So we're good to go. We want to drag the feature posts area over to the home middle 3. And we want to fill out this information. You can say anything for the title, either from our blog or news or what have you. From here you can pick the category. You want to show the number of posts to show. Let's do 4. You want to show post title. You want to show post title. You can also do content limit, and then limit that content, we'll say about 213 characters. That makes it look good right there. And as you're creating these posts, you should have featured images. So let's show the featured image. And we'll save. Refresh it and see what it looks like. It's not too bad. If you had featured images on each post, those all would show as well. And that looks pretty good. The next area we want to work on is the bottom widget area. Now this area, these are actually 4 different pages. And so if you live in a city and your real estate company focuses on certain areas in the city, then you can create a particular page for each of those cities, and that's what these are. So we'll go back, and it is based on the Genesis featured page. So I'm going to drag that over to the home bottom, and you want to fill this out. We can leave the title blank. I'm going to add sample page just to show you. You'll want to show the featured image. There'll likely be a neighborhood image. And we'll go with the property size. We'll leave alignment set to none. That'll probably be the title of the neighborhood or the part of town. And we'll take a look, and that's what it'll look like. And then they can click on it and read more about that. For the home bottom, you just want to have 4 separate widgets filled out with 4 different pages. But just to show you what it looks like, I've added them here. All right, now that we have that set up, we want to set up the sidebar. And that's what it'll look like when you click on any page that has a sidebar area. So we'll set that up next. Going back to our widgets area, I'm going to go ahead and minimize that. And we're dealing with the primary sidebar. There are 3 things we're adding. Basically, we're adding the list search here so that you can search for your listings. You can add bedroom there. Add a title, search, properties. And then the button also says search properties, so we'll save that. Close that out. And we want to add 2 more things. We want to go ahead and do recent posts. We'll add that there, and it just shows more content for your site, and you can show the 5 most recent. And we can add a title here. And the final thing we want to do is we want to add, the last widget we want to add to this primary sidebar is you can do a testimonial. So it's a simple testimonial that you can add as well. And we'll see what that looks like by going to a page, and you'll see we have search properties from the blog. Those are the 5 most recent blog posts, and a testimonial. All right, so she's starting to take shape. Looking back at the demo, the next thing that we want to work on is all the way down at the bottom, this footer area. So let's go back, and we're still dealing with widgets, so we'll close that out. With footer 1, we want to add the Genesis user profile, and then under the title you can say something like about me. Select the user that you want. The size of the gravatar, that's the size of the image that you want to use. We'll keep it small. The alignment, we'll say none. From here, you can either choose the author bio that's under your user profile, either bring that in, or you can just add custom text here. And then if you have an extended About Us page that talks more about it, then you can do that. And this, if you do that, then it'll just link to that About Us page. So we'll just leave it like that. So we've set that up. The next thing we need to set up is, staying under the same footer area, the next thing we need to do is set up the social icons. So we'll look for those. Simple social icons, we're going to drag those over. And we're going to put it under the profile. Okay, and this is a good icon size, so we'll leave it like that, leave that. You can select the font color, or if you know it, you can put it in up here. I'm just going to go with. Now down here, you'll want to add the links to your social media profiles. And you can fill out as many or as few as you want here, and once an item is filled out, once something is filled out, then the icon will show up there as well. So we'll take a look at that. Scrolling all the way down, we see About Me, and here are the social media icons that I actually added. That looks good. We still have one more area to do, and that's this area. So go back, and that's under the Footer 2 section. The Footer 2 section is also a text box, and it just depends on what all you want to say there. And for the content, I'm just going to type in, I'm going to paste in some stuff that I already have. And then you can also add images and map and whatnot. So you've got the bottom area looking good. And now we want to go to a disclaimer page. That is this area for a disclaimer. It's a good idea to have that. So we'll go to the disclaimer. And you've probably guessed it, but we're going to use another text widget. All right, now that the home page is all set up, we have just a few more things to do. The next area I want to show you is when you have your blog set up and you write a post, you want to have something like this after widget area. So we're going to set that up right now. Go back to our widgets area and do after entry. And this could be anything really, but your main goal is to get your reader's attention. So we'll add that there. Now we want to set up your blog page template. So we're going to go and we're going to create a new page. And to set it up, over here there's some page attributes. Usually it's by default template for all your other pages, but for this one we're going to set it up as a blog, and that way it can hold all of the blog posts. And really that's all we need to do for that. We'll publish that. Now we need to go to Genesis, Theme Settings, and we want to go down to the blog template area. You want to make sure that it's showing all categories unless you're wanting it to be different. Here you can also exclude certain categories. And here you want to show the latest 10 blog posts. We'll save our settings. Okay, getting down to some of the last bits of things to work on, we want to set up our archive page template. And what an archive page is, it's basically used to create a page to display a list of all your site pages. So, and then it'll also show the posts by month. You've seen that before. So we want to set that up as well. So we're going to go in and we'll create another new page. You can call it whatever you want. I'm going to just go ahead and do archive. And like the blog, we want to set this up for archive template. And then we want to publish. And once we publish, I'll show you. We can look at the page view, and this is what it will look like. You can see how it has all of the pages on your site, all the categories, and then all the authors that you may have, and then the monthly archive of each of the posts, and then the recent posts. It's a pretty extensive archive list, and it looks great. And we'll just go to our site and take a look. I mean, you'll probably want to do some tweaks and make it your own, but we've just set up a whole new listings, real estate listings website, and we took it from that ugly old thing to a really beautiful site that you can be proud of, that you can start marketing to people in your town. If you like this video, click on the like button and go ahead and leave us a comment there. We'd love to hear from you. And subscribe to our YouTube channel to get the latest videos.